So, I'm just trying to just keep my sanity, definitely make sure I keep my health up,
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So just, I'm doing what I can, just like
Hey, that's
everybody
all you can
else.
do, man.
Absolutely.
That's all you can do.
Staying away from people, social distancing is not really a problem for me,
Me either,
right?
surprisingly. Me either. I'm
Absolutely.
in my
Yeah.
lane. I'm at
Yeah.
home, working from home, and zooming with friends. So
Absolutely.
it's all good. Like, you're the first person I've seen like live in probably 2 weeks. Well, I'm
Wow.
lying. I saw my my friend last weekend, but
Okay.
yeah,
Absolutely. Well, I
for the most
feel I
part.
feel blessed. Y'all feel blessed too. I mean, why would you listen? Look who I got here. I mean, come on. It can't get any better than this, right?
Oh lordy.
Absolutely. Well, we got a full schedule today. Just, a bunch of different topics and a bunch of different things that I would like to just kind of just bring to the surface. Again, Daynah here has a great perspective on things. So we are really about to get into it with the featured subject today, which is pretty much
Absolutely.
about the single life, single chronicles, which is what today's show is really called. But before we jump into that today, let's talk about pretty much what's trending. All right, this young man right here, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about him. Wayne, what the hell is up with Lil Wayne?
I think I'm from Louisiana, and so I grew up, a Hot Boys fan, all that. I think Wayne outgrew his fan base with me, so I haven't really been following this new and different Wayne. But I did hear about him selling his masters and possibly going to prison.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about that. So, in fact, Lil Wayne, he has reportedly sold his masters back to Universal Music Group in a big money deal. When I say big money, I mean $100 million. And this is according to TMZ. Now, the publication claims that this lucrative deal happened back in June, but now that it started to sort of gain traction online, a lot of people have some issues with that, right? So when we look at what his former manager, who's Ronald Sweeney, he reportedly is suing the rapper for more than $20 million in unpaid funds. So that's probably why, he's probably trying to sell his masters to try to get some money, because maybe he doesn't have it, to pay.
Not.
Absolutely. So when we look at some of the court records that were seen by TMZ, Sweeney claims that he did not pay him his full cut. And basically in a settlement that was made with Cash Money Records. And according to Billboard, Wayne has previously alleged that in a lawsuit that his record label violated his contract with money that was withheld and delaying the release of his Carter V album. In 2018, the case was amicably resolved, and he basically reported to have pocketed more than $10 million, which is not really a lot when you look at the potential that could have been made in addition to, what's generated from all of his catalog. Forbes published a story back in 2018 that says his manager, Sweeney, reserved the right and also diligently worked behind the scenes to help Wayne with his case, right? And so we talk about what all of that means. Why
so
would you
this manager is not Baby, though? That's not
No.
Baby. Okay.
No. This is a former manager that he had, and Baby, from what I could tell, is more of like just a mastermind behind Cash Money.
Gotcha.
So, when you look at selling your masters for $100 million, like, why would you? To me, it seems like it's worth more than $100 million.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And what are you going to leave to your kids? Because he has plenty of children.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Did he ever? I know they were saying Baby wasn't paying his artists at all.
Yep.
So I think Wayne fell into that not getting paid category.
Yeah.
But
Well,
tough. That's tough.
And then when you settle and you only get $10 million out of a possible, who knows how much money?
How much.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big artist, and there's a lot of people out there today, artists and people who are actually rallying behind these artists. They want. They want the best for this artist. Now, listen, I haven't heard or listened to any Wayne music. I'm a person of a particular age, y'all. I'm not sitting here I'm not sitting here rocking out and
but
bopping
in the
my head to Wayne.
2000s, they were hot.
Yeah.
They were, listen.
And they would take that.
Okay.
Shit.
Let them run it back. I might put on a little show for you, but I love that. The old Hot Boys.
Yeah. But additional Wayne news. So he pled guilty to weapons charge.
I heard that.
Right? He pled guilty to a weapons charge. Now, just some background story on this. So on Friday, Wayne pleaded guilty to having an illegally carried gold-plated. He got some money somewhere. Gold-plated .45 caliber Glock gun and ammunition as a felon while traveling on a private plane last year.
That's crazy.
Now, absolutely. So when we look at what are the charges? So last month he was charged with 1 count of possessing a firearm and ammunition, again, as a felon. And this is stemming from an incident that happened December 23rd, 2019, and an anonymous tip that was led by the Miami police officers and federal agents to search a jet that had, that was basically carrying his equipment or whatever. Now, authorities said that in addition to the gun, he was said at the time to have received a Father's Day gift that was basically cocaine, ecstasy, weed, heroin, painkillers, and prescription strength cough syrup.
That's a hell of a Father's Day gift.
Well, okay. So my question is, who's giving you the gift?
Yeah.
Is it a baby mama situation? Is this a thought situation?
I don't know.
Well, like, okay.
I don't know.
I got a headache just even reading that. He was not charged with any of the drug offenses, but his lawyer, Howard Sabrenick, if I'm saying that right, said last month that his client has not been accused of brandishing or using the gun, and questioned why convicted felons had been stripped of their Second Amendment rights. And the rapper will be sentenced on January and faces up to 10 years in prison. What you think about that?
I think, let's see how close him and his boy Trump is, because maybe that whole going to campaign for Trump is a plot to get a pardon, perhaps.
You think so?
Shit, that's what I'd be doing.
Wow.
Because I think he pled, like, I don't know how long this case has been going on, but from what I heard, he kind of pled out pretty easily. Like, it wasn't big to do or anything. So maybe he's banking on Trump pardoning.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump is pardoning everybody else. Why not?
Yeah.
So,
well,
it works out for him.
You know what? He is so, the president right now is such, a loser. He's in his own feelings right now. You think he's sitting here worried about Wayne?
I know he's not.
And if he gets
his kid's finna go to jail. He is not worried about Wayne.
No, not at all. Not at all. And to think that maybe he did do that politically. Maybe that was a move for him to do that. I think that's a really good point, because a lot of people are saying that. However, to think about who you're asking, like, this is the most self-absorbed person that has ever, in my opinion, in our era, that's really even been in the White House. So to think that he is somehow going to put his problems aside and get
Wayne
him out of jail.
Not the brightest. So
I mean, look at all that shit he had in Percocets and weed and cocaine and the booger sugar.
Oh my God!
No. That motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah,
he would have to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. In other news, let's talk about. Speaking of which, this whole fiasco about Texas basically using the Supreme Court to get this madman, or to have him stay in the White House, to get him out of this whole election drama. It's crazy.
It's insane. All these patriots, all these quote unquote Republicans who are patriots, as they call themselves, they basically want to shit on the Constitution when it suits them, which is like wild to me. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it's like, it had no merit.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court, to which 45 appointed 1/3 of,
absolutely
not even trying to hear it. Like, closed door. We're not even listening to you. So
no,
it's wild.
But to give some background context to this, so basically, Trump signaled over the weekend that he's going to continue to challenge the results, even though all of this stuff that happened, with the Supreme Court rejecting that lawsuit, and the Electoral College actually meets on Monday in most state capitals to cast its votes.
Oh my God.
Now, the lawsuit that was filed by Attorney General Ken Paxton sought to basically invalidate 10 million votes across Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So 10 million people, not 5.
No. And mostly black cities.
Yeah.
That showed out and showed up and showed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
And Paxton's under like federal indictment his damn self, so he's fishing for a pardon as well.
Yep.
Because I mean, it has absolutely no merit, dog. Like, come on, fam.
Not even close.
Actually, they should. I feel like attorneys who like represent him should on these frivolous like charges should like lose their license or be sanctioned or some shit, because it should not. It's foolishness.
But see, that isn't that a part of the oath? Like,
It
even
is.
if the lawsuit's a BS,
There
they
you
have to be able to take it.
Well, no.
Yeah.
If your oath is, what's the oath? I don't know the.
I think it's
Religious oath.
Hippocratic. I'm not an attorney.
I don't know the.
Not even
legal-
close.
I don't know the oath. I know
Yeah.
doctors is like first do no harm or
Yeah.
some shit, but I don't know what attorneys. But it seems like you should not be able to present stuff on taxpayers' dimes. That's
Yep.
like bullshit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But
I think. Yeah.
white privilege is written all over
Yeah.
this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And wow, I mean, what do we do to even combat that? Because there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do but watch this shit play out, because
know.
this is my money.
I know.
This is your money. This is your money, and we got to. This it's being wasted.
Yeah.
You know, there are other things that we can do. Flint still needs to be, corrected. We got people that are basically looking for stimulus money. Like, all of this stuff can be redirected into other ways. So it's all bullshit at the end of the day. And speaking of which, so in D.C., the Proud Boys that actually went wild and started stabbing people. I think it
heard
was
about
like 30 of them.
They're ready for war, man. They are.
Me too.
They are. Me too. Okay.
Don't worry. Listen, Wayne is a whole different situation from what he got. Gold Glocks,
My Glock ain't gold, but know that I got one.
It works.
Okay, it
That's
don't
the
miss.
point.
It don't miss.
Yeah, but it's just it's crazy that we live in such a time right now where, this guy has just basically unleashed this emboldened just anti-liberty, in my opinion. I think it's very anti-liberty what he's doing.
It is.
Yeah.
It has basically, people say that Trump is not the problem. He's absolutely not. He's a symptom of the problem that has been, in America since the conception. What they were talking about, a second civil war, and it's about the exact same thing the first civil war was about. So nothing has changed in these many, many years since we've been brought here, which is so unfortunate. And Trump just kind of revealed that. And he revealed, not only he revealed that, he revealed the people who support that.
Yeah.
Because, for a long time I tried to separate like my friendships, like, okay, their political beliefs is just their political beliefs. They're still good people. I don't think that anymore. I really think that people who support Trump are not good people. I mean, they're just, in my opinion, and that's my opinion, is really all that matters to me. So, so there's not good people. I mean, if you are actively supporting someone who is detriment to me and when people who look like me, it's just not, you're not a good person in my eyes. So I kind of had to put people in categories like lifelong friends and people that I really looked up to and admired. I'm like, you're trash as hell.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of people have had to reconcile their relationships. I know personally, I don't know anybody who was in my circle that was a Trump supporter. I know it was a lot of people that I was connected with on Facebook.
Me,
and
same.
you had to absolutely have to go and clean house.
I had to clean house.
You have to clean house, and it's not, to me, this is so totally different than having a different perspective.
Absolutely.
This is about morality, and this is really about, if some of these people call themselves patriots. How patriotic can you be if
we can
you
agree to
are with the guy, right?
On a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, but racism isn't one of them.
Yeah.
And my value as a black person, my life having value, is not one of them. And that's pretty much what a Trump supporter is saying. I'm sorry. I mean, not sorry.
Their lives too. Absolutely. Because I mean, he was basically, we would have a whole entirely different response on COVID if he had really respected the process of being a president. And they don't understand that their lives are at stake too. They just think, oh, this is a us versus them.
It's a collateral damage.
Yeah.
They look at it like, if you look at the numbers, there's probably more white people that are dying from it. But statistically, if you ratio like how many blacks, how many Hispanics are here in the country, we're dying at a disproportionate rate, right? And so they're looking at it, in my opinion, it's like collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a few of us die, but more of them die. Almost like, dog.
Well,
we would have been out of our house by now. We probably would be enjoying our Christmas with our loved ones by now.
Absolutely, it's crazy. Well,
elections have consequences.
They do. Okay, so in lighter news, shifting it a little bit, versus the versus battle with Ashanti. Well, the would be versus battle, because all of a sudden somebody got scared.
Yeah,
somebody got scared.
Yeah.
What about what you think?
I think she got scared. Although they on Twitter, Black Twitter was at it again.
Tear her ass apart.
They did, and they posted like she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I got COVID," and they went back and posted like every place she checked in.
Basically,
Shanti has been globetrotting during this pandemic, which is her prerogative. But let's not say, "Oh my God, I don't know how I got COVID." You know how you got
it.
Sis.
You know.
And I feel like Keisha was gonna eat it up.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. So let's check this out, everybody. So, so as we were saying, basically, Ashanti announced Saturday on Instagram that she tested positive for COVID, and I quote, "Hey y'all, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I tested positive for COVID-19. I'm okay and not in any pain. I'm actually down to do the verses from my house, and we're still trying to figure it out." What? They don't look like they figured it out to me because it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen.
Wow.
It didn't happen. It's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Keisha was ready. I was ready. A lot of people were ready.
I wasn't.
You wasn't?
No.
You're not. I'm a Keisha Cole fan though.
I like Keisha Cole, but it's it's too much
Keisha's
of the no
got me
disrespect,
through
Keisha.
a
If you ever see
heartbreak,
this,
honey.
but Keisha has good music. I like Keisha Cole. She has really good music, and Ashanti is very much of a groove artist. But I can't hear "Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby"
Oh, well, that's
for an hour, for 2 hours.
That's why,
'Cause that's the
everyone
lyrics
was
to her
saying
song.
she had a catalog. Ashanti had a catalog. I can't remember her catalog. Like Keisha's, I can remember her catalog.
Yeah.
I can't remember what aside from her features.
Okay, well let's run by some of these songs. So, "Foolish,"
Okay.
"Baby,"
Okay.
"Rain on Me,"
Okay.
"Rock with You," "Happy,"
Happy. I remember that.
"Unfoolish," "What's Love with Fat Joe," "Always on Time," "Ja Rule," "Down for You," The Ink, "Body on Me," and "I Got It" with Rick Ross.
See, I don't remember those last few ones.
I think that's what it's like. She has. To me, I think that I like her as a background singer.
Facts. And on features.
Absolutely. That's what works for me. Now, I would probably scroll, but when text me when Ja Rule come on, Always on Time. I mean, I'm stop by for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But Keisha Cole. Now let's run back Keisha Cole's song. So
Now,
I Should Have Cheated.
Period.
That's number one.
Period.
Love, Not So Much. I Remember.
that. I
That's a
like
good
that.
one. Play Your Cards Right with Tupac. I like that one. That's the bass line and the groove is dope. Heaven Sent. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Let It Go. I Changed My Mind.
Love that.
Right. Trust. Keisha Cole. I'm sorry, with Monica. You Complete Me.
Okay.
I Just Wanted to Be Over. Take Me
I like
Away.
that one.
Should Have Let You Go.
Yes.
You Changed. And
Yes.
Enough of No Love. Just to name a few.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally a Keisha fan.
So are you looking forward to it when it is supposed to air in January?
I'm looking forward to it. I am.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. I like Keisha.
Yeah.
And she was at the House of Blues many, many years ago. I was there, front row and center.
It would have to be many, many years ago.
It was because she ain't had a hit since what?
Did she ever have a hit?
That whole record with the little heart with the knife going through it. I forget the name of it.
That sounds violent.
Yeah.
Maybe she can hook up with Lil Wayne.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. So, wow, the feature topic of the day, right? The singles Chronicles, and this is something that I'm first. Let me say I'm so happy that if I wanted to have this conversation with anybody, I'm happy that it's you.
Okay.
Because you have a perspective that is very unfiltered and raw, and you like to really just you like to put the screws to whatever it is that we talk about.
Hey,
and we keep it real.
We keep it 100. We keep it 100.
All right, so wow, it's so much to unpack as a single person, but from a male's perspective, and then what you bring in terms of a female perspective, I really wanted to just sort of course, have fun, but to just really have some deep conversation on what it means to be an unmarried person.
Okay.
I don't want to say single because I think single has some implications.
Well, that's what I file on my taxes, so it's okay to say
okay.
single.
All right, well, single. Me too. Apparently, we're talking about taxes. God,
Yeah.
get them folks off my ass.
Okay.
But basically, just in terms of from a single person's perspective, how do we navigate this new, especially this new world being COVID, post-COVID, and how do we have an active dating life if it's possible in this climate? So, I guess one of the first questions that I want to kick this off with is, as an unmarried woman, how has singlehood been for you, or as a single woman?
It hasn't been really that bad, I think with COVID, I look back and I'm like, oh God, I'd love to have been like in a serious relationship so that I'm not here by myself a lot of the times. But at the end of the day, I really do enjoy my own company, so it hasn't been horrible for me. Dating during COVID has been challenging, but people, you get creative. You know, there's been a lot of Zoom dates and FaceTime, dates and stuff like that, especially when stuff was closed down. But, now that things are open again, well, shutting down again, I mean, you just got to be creative. It can be challenging, but it's not like.
Yeah. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, I can tell you from my perspective, and fellas, if I'm going to speak to you as a single man, and if I'm speaking on your behalf, if you like to fuck, this shit is whack. It's horrible.
Okay.
I'm literally like I'm almost about to start crying.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. But it's for me, I'm a person like the social distancing thing in public is good, but I'm so affectionate. Like I like to be able to be in the same space with who I'm with and who I'm dating.
Yeah.
And like I get it, like it's not an immediate thing. Like I meet you, we exchange numbers and we go out and we date and all of that stuff. It's not an immediate thing, but it's something that I warm up to. And now it's been how many months? 8 months?
Damn near a year.
Yeah.
The better part of a year.
And going into a year.
Yeah.
And when we look at like at least when it comes to turning, the time back to what was pre-COVID, what was considered to be normal, we're not gonna get to that point anytime soon. So for me, when I think about what that means long term, how can I build that foundation? And I'm not getting any younger. I just turned 40. So I feel like I'm not really just racing against the clock, but I feel like I'm not making good use of my time because the Zoom meetings. Okay, that's good, but when you coming over? Yeah. When can I come over? So it's been a struggle.
Okay, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. It's challenging, especially because you just don't know how. Like you have to have the same COVID philosophy, right? And you're putting a lot of trust in someone else. Because I ain't trying to die with no dick. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to catch COVID behind no penis. I'm not trying to do it. Yeah. Just not. So you have to have the same COVID philosophy and know that that person, if they are required to go into the public because of what their job or something, that they're being as safe as possible. And a lot of people aren't. So,
okay.
It's.
So you made a good point. If you are dating someone who's a frontline worker, how does that affect it? Because they're much more vulnerable than like I work from home. And same. This would be, definitely me not working from home, but it is a very secure environment. They wipe down everything. I can't say that in any environment that is done to that degree, but I do feel like I'm in a protective space here. And, it's also very limited. I'm not there every day. Right? And there's not a lot of people coming in and out. But if a person is a frontline worker, I don't want you bringing that shit in my home.
I know. That's happened to a friend of mine. He's he's an essential worker. He's just now getting over COVID. He's single.
Wow.
And luckily he didn't bring it home to anybody because he didn't live with anybody. But he could have. He could have. So it's a risk you gotta take. And again, it doesn't kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? He got sick, and everybody. I know a lot of people that have been sick, and a few have died. But I know a lot of people who hadn't, been sick. So I don't know.
So another question that I have, just in terms of like speaking to women, what is the single most important question that you would like to, if you have to get on a megaphone and say, all men, this is what I need you to hear me and say. Well, this is what I need you to say to me. This is what I need you to say to women. What would be that single most important message?
I think stating your intentions is very important. I think you'd be surprised at what a woman, would not say accept, but what she would like say, okay, yeah, I can deal with that if you're honest, versus coming on the back end and she finding out on her own. So I think stating your intentions and just being honest.
Yeah.
is very important.
I think, you know, from a male perspective, it would be just listening. I think so many brothers do not feel heard. And I think the other thing is that, you know, that's just one layer of it. Like, it's not just listening, but listening with an opportunity to get a full understanding.
Active listening.
Active listening.
Not listening to just talk, but listening to understand.
Exactly. Yeah. Not just waiting to get a response, but sometimes you may have to let it marinate and not feel the pressure to solve everything right in that particular moment. Because I think a lot of times we already kind of know what we want to do. And it's very difficult for us to ask questions or for help. Yeah. For help even more. And I think if I had to be the sounding board and the person who stands in the gap of men with a breakdown, and what we have to ask for is just listening. And
that's something I have to work on, because not just with men, but just my personality in general. If you're telling me I have about a problem, I'm a fixer. Yep. So while you're talking, my mind's already going, okay, this is a problem. What would I do? What's this person do? And I have to like step back. And sometimes I ask, are you just telling me to vent? Or are you telling me we're trying to game plan, come up with a solution, brainstorm? Or you just want to talk? And so I kind of just listen and don't say anything. And then, when they stop talking, okay, so what have you decided you want to do about A, B, and C before I jump in and tell you what I would do, right?
So do you ever turn it off?
Turn it off is like what?
The fixing part.
I do, but I've learned to turn it off. Because I just listen. And oh my God, that's terrible. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah.
And Absolutely. Then I kind of let them guide the conversation, right? If you want a response, this is crazy. What do you think? Then when you say, what do you think? Then the floodgates are open, The
floodgates come open.
Yeah, if you don't say, what do you think? I'm just sitting there like, okay, yeah.
Because, that really makes us feel that value that we look for in our women, is that direction. And if a woman puts herself in a capacity where she says, babe, what you think? I need some guidance. I need this. Even if you know he fucked up. Even if you know you're going to get fucked up information. Because the brother gets on a plane with a gold Glock with cocaine and all kinds of shit. That's the motherfucker you deal with. Then, I can understand your perspective as a woman saying, you know what?
Yeah.
But, for the average brother who's just really trying to figure things out, I really do think, just from all the different homies that I got where we've had this conversation, it really becomes more of an organic engagement where it's so needed. And I know it's fucked up that it's appealing to that ego. Yeah. But that's what we need.
It is what it is. Yeah. You have to stroke the male ego.
Yep.
To get anything that you want in life appears, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. So next question, as it relates to one of the things I just kicked this off with as a single person, sex life. Okay. Is sex on the first date a deal breaker?
So I've had this conversation with a lot of my friends before, and this is not knocking anybody or, that does that. For me, it is. And let me tell you why. I'm not going to enjoy it. Simple and plain, because I don't know you. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, what if the condom breaks? What STD does this guy have? All these things are going through my mind because I do not know you. So for me, it just does not work. But I know a lot of people that it works for. I know people who are married who had sex on the first date. So it is a thing. It's just for me, I'm very selfish in the fact that if I'm not going to enjoy it, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
If I'm not having any fun at it, then why even show up? So. Yeah.
I know for me, the answer is no. No. But, I've only been in 2 relationships, and we've had sex on the first date, and we were together for years. But I'm with you on, okay, so at this point in my life, I'm with you, right? And I'm going to tell you
women, for some women, a lot of women, it's mental, right?
Course,
so if I don't know you mentally, then I can't really connect with you physically. And so, like, if you're not the kind of woman, then physical is all you need, which is great, which sometimes I wish I was more like that, then that's cool, but.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be a
It's
nervous
tough.
wreck.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you like this
like,
the
oh
whole
my
time.
God.
Like, oh, what you do? You know.
What are you doing?
Like, hey, don't, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I'm in a different space in my life, and only because of the whole marriage thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm ever going to have the kind of relationships that I deserve, I have to basically say, okay, B, check out everything. Don't just go by looks. Don't just go by chemistry, because I'm a very chemistry-driven person, and I think that if I try something different this time around, I can't say that it'll be successful, but I would have said that I would have prepared myself for making the right decisions along the way, and making decisions that are actually based on building a foundation than it is about a satisfaction. That's only because when you have sex the first time, you get it out of the way. Basically, it's an audition.
And so, to that point, you're right. And to that point, I have a girlfriend that she fancies the faster sex relations, which is absolutely fine. She dated a guy, and she decided that, hey, we're gonna wait a couple months before we have sex. Right? She had sex with him. He was a minute man, small, and she was pissed because she was like, I done wasted 3 damn months of my life.
Wow.
Wait, and I was like, damn, you do have a point. Like, you know, so I see it from both ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily wait 3 months to check out what was going on, but meaning like looking at some print, gray sweatpants season. I mean, you know.
So there's other things that women do.
Things that you can, rub, fondling and stuff, in the most polite manner.
Right.
But yeah, there's other things you can do.
Okay, so let me
see what's going on.
Does and I've been in a couple of Facebook groups where I've seen where women have, it's almost like an unequivocal like don't do this type of a response, meaning the dick pics that guys will send women.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
And this
it's
time.
It's a felony now. You can't just.
Of course it is.
Thank God. It needs to be.
Yeah. Well, no, in Texas, it's a misdemeanor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor.
Oh, it should be a felony.
I had to look it up because I do that. but
unsolicited.
Yeah, unsolicited. Yeah,
you should not.
Unsolicited.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
like, fellas,
I don't do it unsolicited. No.
If she didn't ask for it, do not. Send
yeah, if she don't ask for it, don't send it. Especially, I know there are jurisdictions you definitely want to look it up. All you got to do is Google, against the law, dick pics or pussy, whatever. Yeah. Google it. But personally, I got to say that, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that if I wasn't asked, like if someone asked me to do it. So, but yeah, it just seems like more women are not into that. Is that a turnoff?
It is for me. I think for the vast majority, especially if we're not like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If we're like that, that's one thing. But let the talk be that way. Maybe if we've had phone sex or we've talked. Other than that, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's nice, then send it to me. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Do not send me no dick pictures.
Okay, so leading into a space where relationships seem to becoming a lost art form. Do you think that more relationships today are shifting into more of a friends with benefits than it is about an actual legitimate relationship?
So let's talk about what benefits are you talking about?
Sexual benefits.
That's it?
Yeah.
So sex is not a benefit for me. It might be a benefit for the person that's receiving it from me, but to me, it's not a benefit. So I don't really like to fall into I don't fancy sexual relationships that's not mutually beneficial. Yeah. I have to get something more than just dick. Sorry. Dick.
Absolutely.
So I can please myself and guarantee an outcome.
But it's different when it's a different person.
It is. But to me, sex in and of itself, dick is not a benefit to me. It's nice. It's nice to have, but if there's things on the table, I'm not picking dick first.
Yeah. Yeah. Or boundaries or a foundation.
Yeah.
Because to me, the friends with benefits element is more of the benefits of of having a relationship or being in a relationship, but you're not really attached in that way.
So is it benefits like you're also going on dates and you're traveling and you're getting gifts? Oh no, I'm not doing none of that.
Especially the gift part. She was like, "Oh hell
no. I'm not.
Wow.
I don't want
it does seem that way. You know,
The only benefit you're getting is sex.
Yeah, and possibly companionship. And this is something that is with this new generation shit y'all got going on. This is this young people shit.
Okay.
This is people who's like 25 and younger.
Okay.
Because I've had conversations with, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but there have been conversations that I've had with people who are maybe 18, 19, or 25. What do you think about dating? What is your generation? And it's all about, well, we get together, and this is what one young man told me, and when she gets to be, you know, just too involved, I'm like, he tells her, I told her, bruh, right? That's what he refers to her.
Oh,
bruh, like,
God.
back up. You know, you're doing too much.
Okay.
So it becomes like that, and she's okay with it. She's okay with that dynamic of just coming over, dropping in what she needs to drop, and yo, homie, yo, bruh, I'll see you later. And so that is, in my opinion, it's becoming a lost art form. And I think with this particular generation, if they don't see that value, what are they going to do?
I don't know a whole lot of 18 and 25-year-olds, but I think like courting and all that stuff is a lost art form. I think a lot of young men just don't know how to do it and don't see, and a lot of young women don't know that it should be done. And they just kind of get lost in the sauce. That's the only explanation I can have for it because, again, just the sex, the intercourse, and the companionship is just not enough for me.
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. And that leads me to boundaries. Because you have to establish some level of boundaries in order not to be caught into that particular space.
Absolutely.
So how do you define what those boundaries are?
I think a lot of times you get what you accept. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So as far as how I set boundaries, a pet peeve of mine, it's like drives me crazy, is for when a man invites himself to my home. And typically that's a man that isn't trying to take you out anywhere. It's a deal breaker off the jump. It's a lack of couth. You have no manners. You invite me to your home.
Wow.
I invite you to my home. You do not invite you to my home. That's not how it works. So it's a lot of women accept that. Oh, first dates at his crib. Hell, I'm not. First of all, you could be a serial killer. Okay,
that's number one.
You could be a serial killer. You could be a rapist. You could be anything.
Right.
And I've come into your home, or you've invited me into your home, or you've come into my home, and that just doesn't fly with me. So you said boundaries about what you do. I think, to me, that's simple manners. If a man doesn't have simple manners, I mean, you have to self-reflect on this person's character, and is that someone you want to have pursuing you? And just kind of just say what it is. So here's the thing, like, I don't date for food. I don't date. I treat myself. You know this. I'll call Brian up like, hey, I'm at Ocean Prime right now.
Listen.
Stop by.
She didn't say Papa though. She didn't say True Kitchen. She said Ocean Prime.
Albernay's.
So that's what I'm saying.
And I'm there by myself.
These are real. These are like real upscale Tuesday. Restaurants.
It's just a slow Tuesday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And someone texts me, oh, come pull up, join me. So I can treat myself to these places with no reservation, no hesitation. So I'm not going out. I'm not seeking men. I don't really understand. I guess because I don't have any friends. I hear guys say that, but I don't have any girlfriends who actually do that or even talk about that. So it's kind of hard for me to wrap my mind around. But for the fact that men do say women do that, I trust the fact that they do. Then I'm like, well, you have to check the character of the woman.
Yeah.
Now, if she only eats in McDonald's and Church's Chicken, well, what the hell do you expect, right?
Wow.
So
twerking, possibly in a restaurant.
Okay, exactly, in an upscale restaurant. Like, yeah, come on, fam.
Wow,
you know?
That's crazy.
So you have to kind of check yourself and the company you're keeping. Like, if a guy says, "Oh, Daynah, I'm about to, what you doing? I'm about to pull up," then I gotta say, "Okay, Daynah, what is it about this young man that you felt that you should have gave your number to in the first place?" Because obviously, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a man, you have a sister. If you're a man, you have a daughter.
Right.
You would not want your daughter, your sister, or even your mother, even if she was single, to let me and she did not know come to her home on the first day. So why the hell are you trying to come to my goddamn house?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think that first we have to look at it that way. Like we can't see you as the object of our affection. We have to see you as someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's mom.
Yes.
Like that whole perception has to change with how we see black women. I don't know about y'all, but just in terms of certain cultures, there is a certain, I'm not going to say a breakdown, but there's a certain absence in terms of how we revere women in our community.
And you're going to respect me because I respect me and I love me. So you're going to respect and love me, or you're not, you're not even getting past like first base. We're not even got to go out.
Right.
Because again, I don't have to go out with you to eat well. I don't have to go out with you to, have my bills paid. Those things are already taken care of.
Right.
So I feel like and I enjoy my company, and I enjoy my girlfriend's company, and I enjoy my homeboy's company. So I don't have to. I'm not a lonely, person.
Yeah.
Do I have lonely moments? Absolutely. But am I a lonely person? I'm not. So I think once you set your own standards and your own boundaries, they're going to have to respect it to check it.
Absolutely. I like that.
Respect it to check it.
Respect it to check it. I think I got a new slogan.
Okay. So it's not that hard.
Yeah.
I mean, have I missed any opportunities? I don't think so. Because the opportunity, if it's my opportunity, it's my opportunity.
Absolutely.
And that's my man, right? And if he's for me, he's for me. So those are my boundaries. Yep. I have to feel comfortable around you. And once I feel comfortable, I'm comfortable letting my hair down, having a good time. You can come to my place, I can come to yours. But we have to get that level of respect and comfortability there first.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can tell you in terms of defining boundaries and what that means for me is all about, number one, don't compromise your self-respect. Just because you want someone or want to be with someone, don't sacrifice that because maybe someone else is not around the corner, right? Maybe it's been a while since you had a little pipe cleaning ceremony going on. You know what I'm saying?
Those days too well.
Absolutely.
Prime example, I met a young man a little while ago. Black guy. He went to an HBCU. He's a surgeon here in Dallas.
Yep.
Never married. He has like 1 or 2 kids, I believe. Real nice looking. And, ladies, it's not often you come around a surgeon. I get it, but he really wasn't courting me the way I felt like he should. 'Cause I felt like he was the prize. And
there you go.
I'm not saying he's not a valuable man or a man that has value. I mean, he does. But great personality. We kicked it off really well on the phone. But he put off that, I'm not a phone person. I don't like to talk. And I'm like, okay. Like a text. All right. Well, you also can't be a bad texter too. Okay. All right. So it's COVID. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can't go many places. You're a frontline worker. I'm not trying to come to many places with you. And so his cop out was that he worked a lot, which that's cool. He's in like phone conversation. Okay, that's cool. Well, you can't be a bad texter as well. And it boils down to, you make time for what you want.
Absolutely.
And I told him, I said, obviously I'm not what you want, and that's cool. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to keep the back and forth. And he'll text me even to this day, hey, what's going on? Nothing. One word responses, nothing. When can I see you? You can't.
Do you feel like guys who are in a particular class feel that they are the prize and not the woman?
So that's a common debate in a couple of Facebook groups I'm in, and I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that the vast majority of the men I encounter, I hang out with, date or whatever, they know that they are valued. They don't go around calling themselves the prize
or treat the actually they show up like that.
Now they show up confident, but they don't. They're not comparing themselves to women. They're not, because, women, or even growing up, like my dad used to always say, you're the prize, as a, female and whatever. So I'm not accustomed to men going around saying they're the prize. I'm not saying that they're not valuable. Call yourself a gift, call yourself a blessing, whatever you want to be. But we can't both be the prize.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, they do have a certain air about themselves. But I don't know.
Yeah. So when you look at how close is too close and how soon should you get too close, there's a couple things. Okay, now I'm talking to people of a particular age. So this is basically 35 and up, right? This is for you. When you were getting to know someone, there's certain personal information, right, that you really want to know, such as, did you go to college? How's your credit score? Are you intending on incurring more debt by going to graduate school? Are you in a midlife crisis where you're going to go out and buy a $50,000 car, right? That you really don't need because you already got 2 or 3. Are you wanting to buy a vacation home? What are your goals and plans for retirement? How much do you have saved for retirement, right? Do you have any investments? How soon should you talk about those things? Because you don't want to talk. You cannot talk about them within the first 30 days, or people are gonna look at you like you're crazy.
So some of that, like, what school did you go to? That's that's when I first meet you, because I'm looking for commonality. Did you go to a black school? You didn't. Where did you go to school? Okay, you went to school in Maryland. Oh, I went to school in DC. So it's kind of like, I went to school in Louisiana. Oh, I'm from Louisiana. So those are the kind of things I don't consider like personal. Where did you go to grad school? That's like first time you coming up to me, asking me for my number. We probably can discuss that. School. Yeah.
Grad school, though? Not everybody goes to grad school.
I know, but if you did, if you say, oh, I'm a whatever you are, I can tell that's a grad school worthy type of job.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes you can't always tell, but sometimes you can tell. So that's kind of stuff that I'll ask.
Right.
And I don't mind answering. Credit score, I don't mind answering that within like a first couple of weeks or whatever.
But what would you...
Now, if you ask me, do I have a retirement? I would say, yeah. If you ask me how much is in my retirement, I probably wouldn't tell you that until like later on, until I feel that I want something more with you.
Gotcha.
Once I feel like, okay, this person has potential to be something more than just a friend, then I'll tell you like, okay, my exact credit score is this. And this is, really, I mean, how much debt I'm in, or, how much in student loans I owe, and hopefully Biden forgives like 50K of that.
Hopefully.
So I ain't paying Sally Mae until Biden speaks on. She can forget it.
He'll put it on a deferred payment plan.
Okay, defer that shit. She ain't getting paid.
All right. How soon for me? I mean, just like you, the casual stuff, like I don't have to know that like day one, For me, it's all about, can I have fun with you? If I can have fun with you, then I know we're good to go. Because I trust my instincts, when I meet someone, and I think that has sort of saved me from not being in these toxic kind of situations. But I think that if I can have fun with you, we can, do it together in terms of like just, hanging out and having a good time, and we can talk. We can really have some just really moments of substance, right? It's not just all BS and not just empty the whole entire time, but we can really have those really important moments. I think that, maybe about 2 to 3 months, I would feel comfortable telling you, college and
After
about
2
my
or 3
family.
months,
Yeah.
Why do you have to wait so long to tell me if you went to school?
Well, no, it's not that. Okay, so when I say college is something you talk like this is something we do here, right? It's not something that is basically I gotta wait a month. But there are certain things that are personal,
if you're a high
like
school
credit
dropout,
score.
I need to know the first day.
Oh yeah,
because it won't be a second.
Got a little further than high school.
I need to know that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Like stuff like college, like I can talk about stuff like that. Like up front, but when we get into things that are a little bit more personal, money, credit,
agreed,
things that are related to your identity, we gotta wait. We gotta wait on that. So
I'll wait long time before I tell you like my investments, how much I got in retirement. Really and truly, that should not have much impact. I'm hoping it won't have much impact on anything.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right.
So
yeah, okay. Marriage. Do you think that's a dying concept?
I do not. I think that people are still getting married. I think the definition of marriage, and I don't know if I looked at it a certain way when I was younger And that's why, but I think the definition and how people define their marriages and what they do in their marriages has changed a little. And maybe I was young and naive and just did not know, and maybe this has been going on since day one, but I don't think marriage in and of itself is a dying concept. I just think the traditional ways that people define marriage may just be a dying concept.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so many people getting a divorce. I think the divorce rates are increasing. And I think it's based on this whole free thing. Everybody want to be free. Nobody wants to be attached. And, when we look at this new generation that's coming up, and they're fine with the friends and with benefits thing, what does that turn into 10, 15 years from now when, number one, they're still staying at home?
Oh, God.
They're not really moving out.
Yeah.
They're not really having kids at a fast rate. So in terms of what that means for marriage, I think that eventually we're going to start to see these throuples and, different kinds of couples. And I think that is what's going to replace marriage.
You think so?
I think so. Especially now with people just, this whole free thing.
Well, you can be in a marriage and still be free. Like if that's the
true.
the agreement that
That's
you
true.
2 or 3 or however many years in your marriage
Yeah.
have agreed upon. Marriage does not mean like what I thought it meant as a kid. It really means whatever the hell you and your partner define it
Basically.
as. So I mean, I don't think that I would want to get into a situation where we had one definition of marriage, and then once we got married, you want to change that definition. So let's say we got married, I'm thinking we're going to be monogamous, and then 3 or 4 years into the marriage, you're like, you know what, Daynah, I want to bring another woman into the situation. That I would not, necessarily be cool with. But, if someone is to discuss that prior to, not necessarily me, but like I know a lot of marriages that have different dynamics to it. They are not traditional.
Absolutely. And with that, do you find people being more experimental? People are just kind of trying different things?
Yeah.
Even sexually?
Yeah, I do. But here's the thing. So I'm pretty strong-minded, and even, in my mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, you can't really peer pressure me into a lot of things, And I see like a lot of women who I thought had, similar to, they get married and they're having all kind of freak shit going on, which is fine.
Yeah.
But, I thought that you wasn't with that, and you get with this guy and now all of a sudden you're with it. So
Wow.
maybe she was with it all along. I don't know.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, and she just didn't want to say it, and then now she's married.
Yeah.
She can open up, which is hey,
Yeah.
do what you do.
But I don't think that, and I read this online the other day, I don't think that women typically let their friends know the real deal. Like, you only know part of the story.
Yeah.
Because, well, I might really put you on blast, but don't you know someone where you found out later that there was a whole different situation?
Oh, facts.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how often...
Then how much of that you have to attribute to she was always or he was always that way?
Yep.
Until that maybe that person evolved into that. I don't know.
Yep.
But there's like certain shit that I'm not going to do.
Absolutely.
I'm not interested in. That's just not my... Certain things I do. Don't get me wrong. But certain things I don't do.
You know what? Wow. I try to, when I was younger, I wasn't really wanting to try very much. I was very much like, coloring inside the lines. But now I feel like I'm kind of getting into that experimental thing. I'm like you. I'm not trying every motherfucking thing. I'm not doing that. But I can say that I'm a lot more open, and maybe it's because I'm just really, I'm 40, right? So I can't say that I'm really coming into myself, because I feel like I've already been in that space. But I feel like I don't have to feel bad or apologize or feel guilty or have secondary thoughts behind it, because I'm 40. Like, fuck that. Like, it is what it is now. I should be able to. You don't get at least this far with having reservations about doing shit that you really don't even care what the response is. Like, it is what it is now.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm unapologetic about it. The things that I like, the things that I don't like, It is what it is. And yeah, that's just been a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you had to, and we're going to use this to close out the last session. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in today. Well, I had a blast. And definitely more to come. But before we close out this last session, if we had to come up with a template for a successful relationship,
yeah,
what would you say that template would look like for an ideal couple?
I would say absolutely it has to start with friendship.
Yep.
Because you have to have something to fall back on when shit gets rough, right? You don't wake up every day with butterflies in your stomach, looking at this person like, oh my God. Not gonna hurt my best. Or it would hurt that person. I'm not gonna do it because that's my best friend. So I think that friendship is I have to be able to laugh, and I cut up. You know what I mean?
Important.
I have to be able to laugh. Someone has to understand my sense of humor because it can be, a little rough.
Yeah.
But but if we're friends 1st and I want to travel with you, I want to talk to you, I want to tell you about my day, all these things. Even when I'm mad at you, I still want you in my presence because you're my friend a lot, and that's a great foundation.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, just simply put, a transparency. If someone, and I think you made a brilliant analogy about having a friend or seeing your partner as a friend, because before I've never really, you say the word friend to me, friend zone, I can't move further with you because my friends, I don't fuck my friends. We don't have like that intimacy, right? But I have a different respect for how people are putting the word friend into context these days, because friendships mean a lot of different things. And if you're going to be, or if a person is going to be a ride or die, some people put that in the context of a friend.
Yeah.
My version of the word is partner in an intimate stance, because all of these titles that we put out there, I think ultimately we want somebody that's going to be there for us until the end. And we have to be able to fulfill that same obligation to them. So, transparency and just being as transparent as possible, because I know you can't tell everybody everything.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work out that way.
No, it doesn't.
But what you can be transparent about, have their consideration in mind when you are wanting to withhold certain things, and just go all in. But Daynah, I so appreciate you for coming on to today's show. It would not be what it is without you.
Thanks for having me.
So absolutely. So you were working on some things. You want to tell everybody where they can find your content and what's next for your platform?
Okay. So first of all, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Daynah Said What. It is DANASAID_what. And also I have started a blog, a lifestyle blog, and that can be found at don'tsaythatdaynah.com. And so guys, sign up, subscribe, and keep up with me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming today to be a part of this. This is my second episode, you guys. And I said that this Mindless Chatter platform is all about just bringing great ideas, bringing great conversation, information, laughter. And we're really about to, just revolutionize social media in general, TV, you name it, right? This platform is going to grow and do great things. So, with that, thank you for coming in, and until next time.